Hey ministry entrepreneurs, welcome to day 7 of the Wisdom series. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. You've been not only have we been providing nuggets hopefully, but also you've been gathering them yourselves, but also from others in the group. Looking forward to seeing the more of the conversation that's happening and surrounding some of these principles. So Proverbs chapter 7. I think I love one of my favorite parts about the Proverbs is like the interaction and the value placed on wisdom. Like a lot of the verse 1s of the chapters start with follow my advice, my son, always treasure my commands. And it's like this, like as we go through life, things are gonna come up and we're gonna be in situations and be presented with different things, but it depends on what words we have on the inside that help us to navigate. Whether it's what we have told ourselves or what we have heard from our parents or our loved ones or teachers, whoever it is, that's helped to shape how we interact, how we navigate things. And so like the words that we have on the inside, valuing them is so important. So I just love how that always starts, because it's placing an emphasis on the value of what's being shared. But verse 2 and 3 says, obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. And goes on again to just talk about prizing wisdom. And then we get into, again, we talked about how, I think it was chapter 5, where, Solomon had a lot of wives. He had a lot of wives. And so he had a lot to share with his son about women. And, and it gets a little scandalous. Starting in verse 6, there's a whole scenario of scandal, of possible scandal. But I love how Solomon, he's like painting the scenario. Like a lot of times with generations that are older than us, it can be hard to see them as knowing what we would go through or knowing like the predicaments. And things have changed. Things are different than what was faced before. The look of things have changed, but what's trying to be achieved, the seduction, the attraction, the latching on of people's desires, like that's always the same. That doesn't change no matter what the generation. It just, how it's achieved changes. But so this one, I love how Solomon's like this whole scenario, like, and you can, I don't know how many times like you've seen someone and you see, wow, you're walking into a trap. You are walking into something that's going to set you up for a very long time. And it looks like that's what Solomon is painting here. It's like, I watched this boy go to this woman, and he had no idea what he was about to encounter.
And I love how he brings in verse 24, after the scandal, he says, so listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your heart stray away toward her. And I love how he brings the focus back to wisdom and understanding that these times when you're presented with it, obviously these were different scenarios and things that were presented, and a lot of times it doesn't necessarily have to look like this, that it's being talked about, but understanding wisdom is there to help pull us away from what we may. But he's constantly letting his children consistently. He's very consistent.
Come on.
And everything he's saying.
Yeah, come on. So verse 23 through 25. 20. I'm just going to start reading until it finishes. But awaiting the arrow, he was like a stag caught in a trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce its heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. And I think that's the part that we never, can't say we never know, but we often don't know what the trap is that's going to be, that's trying to derail us. You know, talk about like, I think we talked about this in chapter 5 about desires and how like there's this I don't know what kind of story it's called, but like the seduction of the sirens, and how when they called out, it was the beauty of their song that made the sailors shipwreck, because they were seduced by the sound, seduced by what they were hearing. And that seduction looks a lot different for everybody, or you know, what's seductive for me might not be seductive for you, and you know, what's seductive for us might not be seductive for you. But we do have to be aware that there is always something that's trying to entice us away from God's plan, like entice us away from what we're supposed to be doing.
Come on.
And there, like it's a trap that's always trying to be set up. And our, you know, pastor says the enemy is a long-term planner, and he's always looking generationally where he can trap us, set us up, you know, looking at different things. And we just have to be aware, paying attention, so that we're not, I don't even know where it is in the New Testament, but not ignorant of the enemy's devices. We're not, not unaware.
I understand.
Yeah. You have anything else, sir?
I don't.
That was it for today?
Yeah, this one was definitely, this is just one of those chapters that, you know, we want to make sure we're clear in our communication of what this chapter is talking about.
So read the story. You'll get what you see. I mean, if scandal, that's probably what the heading should have said, was scandal. But yeah. But read it, and then as you're reading through it, just remember the seduction, and that yes, Solomon's talking about a woman here, but it might not be a woman for you. It's not a woman for me, but you know, it might not. Whatever it is for you, yeah, think about that as you're reading through that, and think about the seductive aspect, the thing that you might be trapped by.
Brings more enticement than it should.
Yeah, and in the vein, in the context of that, think about how much, then how important wisdom is, and how important, like, what words you have on the inside that are helping you to navigate situations. Just think about what you have to help you avoid the traps of seduction and desire, because there have been many people trapped and have not been able to get out of what they were trapped with. And we don't want that for ourselves. We don't want that for you. And looking at the words that you have treasured on the inside, the belief systems that you've hold on dear to, is important to knowing how you're going to navigate those things that come up.
Come on.
Yep. So we want to hear from you. I know, again, scandal, but still, you know, just read through it and see what sticks out to you. And
you may have gotten something out that we didn't get, and got some type of revelation. So don't be afraid to share it.
Yes, please don't. No, that's important. Yeah, because I mean, we know a lot. Just kidding. I mean, you know, but we want it. We need to hear from you. Don't just want it. We need to. So, love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.